Ahoy, and welcome into the Junk Drawer, part of the Corked Pets Podcast Network. I could almost not say that. And the NFL playoffs are set unless you're a Colts fan. So sorry, Colts fan. Welcome into the Junk Drawer. I am AD. That's Eric to my right or my left. I'm not sure which one it is. And that is Jack down on the bottom. What's up, guys?
How's it going? Thank you for having us back.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. Thank you for filling in. Austin is out for a couple weeks, but we're going to hold it down for you guys because we've got plenty to talk about. A lot of junk. I mean, it's the NFL playoffs. What more could you ask for? Like this is the best time of the year. It's not sad until the AFC NFC championship because that's when you realize there's only one NFL game left, and
It's coming to an end.
I get depressed at that time of year. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I get depressed, but right now it's an incredible time. It's exciting. We got all these teams still alive. Both of our teams are alive. The Eagles, the Steelers. I mean, guys, I think Jack brought it up earlier. Pennsylvania, is it the best state for football? I think it might be.
It's title town.
This is not an opinion, so I don't want anyone to at me. But if you at me, whatever, it's good for engagement. Pennsylvania is the only state with multiple NFL franchises that has a 100% playoff rate this year. So that's pretty indisputable. Best state in the union, PA. There you have it.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's
Close it
go.
down.
And honestly, if it weren't for the Chargers losing last night, California would have been joining us here with the multiple teams. Or no, wait, actually, guys, we can't say Pennsylvania's the only one. I just realized it now. We've got the Rams and 49ers. It may feel like different states, but
No, see, but you're misinterpreting my fact. I said 100%. So California has 3
100%.
teams.
Yeah.
Fine print.
There you go.
There you go.
Fine
Yeah,
print.
there you go, Jack.
Yeah.
Wow. That's great. I love that fact. And that's why we bring you on here, Jack, for facts like that. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Guys, this is a podcast, so I'm obligated to say, please like, subscribe, rate, tell your friends, tell everyone.
Swipe up.
Yeah, swipe up. Comment along with us. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We can't see the Twitter comments, but we sure as hell can see the YouTube and Facebook comments. So you've got something to say. Yeah, tell us. We'll talk about it. We'll bring it up, and we'll even include it on the show because we have that ability here because that's how awesome we are.
Dad,
wanna
if you're
call
listening,
in, call in.
This is the only
Yes.
time I'll answer your messages, Dad. So
Well, yes, Jack's dad. Come on, tell him to get in here too. So a lot happened this week, guys, and
Action.
what better way to start than the day that is so constant? It happens every single year that it's like clockwork. Like it's like Punxsutawney Phil seeing his shadow. It happens year after year, and it's one of those days that it's kind of it can be very divisive, because some people are happy, some people are sad, some people are confused. And I'm talking about no other than Black Monday, and that's across the entire NFL because Black Monday is a day that coaches, everything they've worked for just comes to a screeching halt, and you see both reactions, from both sides. Just people just distraught over the firings, people confused, people wondering what their team will be like in the future. It's like almost exciting for some, It's a weird time for a lot of people, but luckily for us guys, we don't have to deal with that because we're in the playoffs. But
Let's go.
there wasn't a lot of bloodshed today. This was kind of dull for Black Monday or Bloody Monday standards. When we have 3 coaches get fired, or
It was, but there was a surprise one that kind of really took the
Mhm.
cake, and it made it seem like a bigger bombshell of a day than it really was.
well, or we're talking about Flores, right?
We are.
yes,
First
We're-
ever
we're-
coach to get fired after sweeping Bill Belichick.
and
Just doesn't happen.
And of course we're talking about Brian Flores, and he his record. He's had 2 winning seasons in a row. I mean, I don't like. If I'm a Dolphins fan, I'm wondering, like, what they are thinking. There was obviously that drama with drafting Tua over some of these other quarterbacks in that draft. But that was obviously the biggest surprise, because some of the other ones, like Mike Zimmer and their GM in Minnesota, Matt Nagy, those ones were obvious. Those were coming.
Yeah.
Well, in hindsight, we should have known Flores was coming, because everybody knows that young NFL coaches have complete say in who gets drafted, and not the general manager and owner. So
yes.
Right. And the interesting thing about that is that the Dolphins didn't fire their GM. So the person responsible for those decisions still has his job and is
interesting
and is included in the process for finding a new coach. So I think it was the owner that came on and said he's not interested in Harbaugh being the next head coach.
It was interesting. It was kind of a conflicting report. He initially said that he had no intention of a specific coach in mind right now when he fired Flores. But then he immediately goes on to talk about how much he loves Jim Harbaugh and how much he loves the University of Michigan. And coincidentally enough, the owner of the Dolphins, Stephen Ross, has his name all over the University of Michigan. So might be a little bit of collusion there.
Big time donor.
Only time. Yeah, exactly. It actually kind of reminded me of, for all of you Chappelle Show fans out there, the episode where they talk about Rick James and Charlie Murphy. And he's talking about stomping his feet in Eddie Murphy's couch. And initially Rick James was like, I would never do that. You don't do things just to do them. I have a little bit more sense than that. And then literally 2 seconds later, he goes, yeah, I remember grinding my feet up in Eddie's couch. That's literally exactly what the Dolphins owner just did. So it blows my mind.
Like, just totally contradicted himself.
Yeah,
in the middle of his own speech.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I'm Jim Harbaugh, though, I think it's a great time to get out.
Oh, absolutely.
You won the Big Ten. You made it to the playoff. I mean, what more can you do if you're not Alabama?
Yeah, you're not going to beat them.
Coach.
You're not beating Nick Saban. You got smoked in the playoff. You should just kind of.
I think he's holding out for one more Outback Bowl win, and then probably make the move to the NFL, because everybody the Big Ten's always the coconut shrimp, and the SEC is always the bloomin' onion. And I love bloomin' onion, but we have to face facts. Like, on most Outback menus, coconut shrimp is $5 to $6 more expensive, and there's a reason that the Big Ten is coconut shrimp. So I'm looking at you, Outback Steakhouse. Do the right thing.
Yeah,
give us the shrimp.
And he also beat Ohio State for the first time, I think, as the coach of Michigan. So, honestly, if you ask me, he's accomplished everything he's set out to do. I mean,
first ballot Hall of Famer.
Michigan Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I wanted to thank the NFL as well, because Week 18 was great, but of course there was going to be the few meaningless games. But the fact that they scheduled Bears and Vikings against each other was pretty great, because it was like the lame duck bowl. We both knew Nagy and Zimmer were getting fired. Yeah. We both knew no one cared. And that press, I think it was Zimmer at the end saying, when the reporter asked him, "Oh, have you heard anything about your job?" And him retorting back going, "I haven't heard anything about your job either, so I don't know." all time. Like,
and then immediately gets fired.
Yeah. Like, clearly knows he's getting fired.
So yes, I did hear that. I no longer have it.
Coming out on a zinger, boys. He should have just walked away on that response and been like,
"Mic drop."
Yeah. I mean, the Vikings haven't been relevant since
Randy Moss and Dante Culpepper.
What was that play against the Saints? Or was it the Saints?
Diggs.
Stephon Diggs.
Miracle.
And I really don't think – and that was the divisional round before the NFC Championship against the Eagles?
Yeah.
It was that year, right? Yeah.
2018.
So, I mean, like,
go Birds.
Honestly, they've been a huge disappointment since then. And the Zimmer firing just makes total sense. And it's like, if you're a Vikings fan, like, it's time to move on, and probably time to move on from Kirk Cousins too. Like, that experiment just failed.
Yeah,
they should have stuck with Case Keenum. I'm not sure why Case Keenum is now a backup to Baker Mayfield, but these are the questions that are hard to answer in the NFL.
2 fun facts, because that's the only reason I'm here.
Yeah, thanks. That's our fun facts guide on here.
Mike Zimmer, all of his playoff wins in his 8-year tenure came against the New Orleans Saints, which is interesting.
That is an extremely fun fact.
All
Wow.
2 of them. Second fun fact, because we're mentioning Case Keenum, he had 100% winning percentage this year in game start for the Browns, a lot better than Baker Mayfield, who probably should have focused more on the field than in the stands for his stupid progressive commercials. I know they're filmed, not like he's not filming them during the week, but when you're struggling and you look like one of the 2 worst quarterbacks in the league, if you have to. I just hate that guy.
Well,
he's just a sober Johnny Football. We all know it.
That's honestly the best comparison I've ever heard.
He is. And I mean, if the Browns were trotting out a Baker Mayfield with a torn labrum for half the season,
yeah, like he's not that good. What are you doing?
And you have Case Keenum, who has proven himself as a starter. The Browns should probably fire their head coach too, Stefanski.
Well, maybe that's an AFC North thing, because the end of Big Ben. Well, not the end of Big Ben. I love that we were talking about Big Ben.
Don't speak too soon. Yeah.
We've been talking about Big Ben's last game for the last 4 months. It feels like maybe it's just that time of year, but it worked for the Steelers. Every time they trotted out Big Ben with an injury, he seemed to play better. So maybe Kevin Stefanski was thinking, maybe Baker's the new Big Ben. I don't know.
Baker could only wish to be the next Big Ben. I think when you're a number 1 pick though, and you have a number 1 pick on your team, you almost have to play him. Like, you're obligated to say, this guy was a number 1 overall pick. Like, we've got to play him. Yeah. Right. Like, it's
when someone
clearly he did something. Yeah.
When someone tries that hard to have swag and be the guy, he's not the guy. Like, you don't even have to look
that video
far.
of him dancing. That makes me jump off a bridge. Oh my god!
Every time I see that video, I get nightmares.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, Joe Burrow, same division. He's not out there bragging and banging his chest. He does what he does, then he wins, and he has a cigar. That's the guy.
It's just a man
not trying to prove to anyone. He's like, I'm good now. Let me just enjoy this shit.
Joe Burrow is who Baker wishes that he was.
100%.
Joe Burrow has already accomplished, he's already won the division in his career. And it's just like Baker. And remember all the hype that the Browns were garnering over the offseason when they got OBJ? They went out and got I think it was Kareem Hunt was in the same year. They got all these people. Oh, and Jarvis Landry. I mean, all these people, and they didn't even make playoffs that year. It's just like these Browns fans, they are losers. They're certified
perpetual losers. It's sad, but it's also at a certain point, it's just laughable.
Yeah, it is laughable, and I don't really feel bad for Browns fans, but it's.
But let's be honest. Okay, this is a little bit of the Steelers bias leaking in. As someone in the NFC who has no horse in this race, I will tell you that before Baker Mayfield, I was always pulling for the Browns, like the lovable losers. Go get them, Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
But in the last 2 years, Baker Mayfield's been able to turn them into a team, I think nationally, that everybody kind of wants to see fail.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. He's such a hardo, such a try-hard. He's turned the lovable losers into this. It almost feels as though they have a history of winning, and we want to see him fall on their face because of the past. No, they just have a jerk off. Agree.
Yeah. He is. And I was at so are we going to call it Ben's last game? I guess Ben's last game in Heinz Field, allegedly.
I mean, if Tomlin really wants to win in the playoffs, he might have to go with Rudolph. So
he may have to, but that could also be a disaster. But last week at Heinz Field, it was electric, and I lost my voice screaming "Baker sucks" over and over and over again. And it's true. Baker sucks, and then of course I think he had surgery last week or something. But why did he play in that game then? If he was that injured and couldn't play week 18, why did he play?
Yeah,
like,
why did he play all season?
why did he play all season? But they could have made the playoffs. They were good enough to make the playoffs, but they just didn't execute down the stretch. And
again, if he knows he sucks, and his agent and everyone around him, his wife from the commercials knows he sucks, then it almost
that is real wife.
I think it is his real wife. I mean,
she's a paid actress.
Is it a paid actress?
No,
he's pretty short. He's like 5'7", right? Anyway, sorry, I'm going on a tangent, but it might benefit him to play through injuries because he could just say, "Oh, I sucked because I'm hurt. Like I still deserve that 5-year mega deal." Where if he was just 100% fine and sucked, then we're asking questions. But he can always go back and go, "Oh, look at all these injuries I played through. Not only do I not suck, I'm a gamer."
Because I'm a competitor. I'm a fierce
competitor. I'm a winner.
Yeah.
Even though I lose a
He's
lot.
at Oklahoma.
Well, if you guys are the Browns, would you sign him to a contract?
No. Deshaun Watson.
Like to be the mascot or a quarterback?
to be the progressive mascot.
He kind of looks like that elf that's sometimes on their helmets. You know what I'm talking about?
He does a little bit. He does.
Yeah, you're right.
And I don't think they have a mascot, do they?
Just besides that little elf and Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, sign him to a minimum deal and roll with Keenum. I bet you Keenum gets you the playoffs next year.
So, all right. So do we think Baker Mayfield will be a starter next year in the NFL? Not the Canadian Football League.
The XFL is starting back up. Probably, but he shouldn't be. I'd say he probably gets one more year, injury-free year.
Well, look at Mariota, though. I mean,
that's true. He never returned to the
Mariota never got another chance.
It was his 5-year rookie deal, and then he was gone. Well, he's the backup for the Raiders, right? He comes in on those Wildcat packages.
Yeah, he does do that. Well, so we'll give him that one a little bit.
Baker can't do that though.
Baker has one more year left on his deal, right?
Is it one more year? I thought this was the end of the. He probably does have one more.
I think the 5th year is next year, and I'll go on a limb saying that that's his last year as a starter in the NFL.
Oh, all right. You heard it here first. I like it. All right. Well,
fun fact: Baker sucks.
Guys, our good of the week is Baker sucks and Black Monday in the NFL. It just comes every year. And it's funny to see some of these teams, and there were some surprises though that weren't fired, like Joe Judge, the Giants, and it is only Monday, so we could be seeing more firings throughout the week. You know, more conversations being had. I think David Coley with the Texans was another one, big surprise, but they didn't look too bad with Davis Mills. I mean, they. Compared to where they were in the beginning of the year to now, it's not looking awful. They almost beat the number 1 seed Titans.
It looked like they were on their way to winning like one game all year, and then he kind of. I mean,
Davis Mills picked him up
by any means. Yeah, he did in a way.
I could see him being the starter next year. You know, because Deshaun Watson's not going to be on that team. You better believe that.
Yeah, no.
But
the only reason Flores got fired is because he probably objected to trading for Deshaun Watson. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. And apparently, Deshaun Watson, Brian Flores was the big reason why he wanted to go there. So Deshaun Watson could end up anywhere next year. We have no idea. He could be a Chicago Bear, for all we know. It'll be very interesting to see where he goes, where he lands. Or if he lands anywhere, because honestly, who knows if he'll even play again in the NFL. But I think you mentioned him first. Joe Judge. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I know a few weeks ago, Mara, he's another fun fact. His daughter was the reporter who gets killed in House of Cards when Spacey pushes her in front of the train.
Oh, Kate Mara.
That's
his other daughter,
Giants owner.
Gotcha.
Girl with the dragon tattoo.
Yeah, he's doing great in the fatherhood section, not doing so great in being an owner for an NFL team.
Well, here's a great example of Joe Judge, his coaching style, and this is tweeted out from our Cork Bats account, and it's so many people are calling Joe Judge, saying they want to be a part of this culture, and this is a direct quote from Joe Judge. In a press conference, was it a couple weeks ago? Players are presumably calling him, saying they want to be a part of the culture up in New York. And if this is the culture, if this is the culture in New York, which included sneaking it twice, not once, but twice from the 3-yard line, like I can't get over how embarrassing. No, did they? You can see right here they got what, 1 yard.
But this is the same head coach who just a year ago called the Eagles out for not trying to win a football game because his 6-win team didn't get into the playoffs because the Eagles.
That's
lost.
right. That's right. That's right.
Guy, I will ask.
Yeah, but
America
he's from Northeast Philly though, so.
Oh yeah, okay, that's definitely considered.
It's okay.
For people who from Philly, just know like we don't consider Northeast real Philadelphia. No. Don't at me.
So he might as well be a Giants fan up there.
Yeah, that's where the dregs live.
Yeah,
I'll put that out there. But anyway, I'll ask people this: what screams not wanting to win more? Like playing your backup, seeing what you have, or quarterback sneaking on 3rd and 9.
I just want to know what was the thought process that went into
3rd and 9.
He was afraid of getting a safety.
Yeah, he didn't, 3rd and 9, and they were on like the 4-yard line, and they still did a quarterback.
They're only down by 3 points. If he was trying to win this game, I think you're trying to pick up the first down there. Maybe analytics say differently, but I don't know.
Well, I think it comes back to like he just had no faith in his quarterback to probably throw the ball. Jake Fromm. I mean,
that's a winning culture.
Yeah, and that's why people are calling him. That's why people want to be a part of this team.
He looks so happy.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, nice sneak, Joe, run it again, one more time. But it's a shock. Even after this video came out, how the hell didn't this guy get fired? Like this is ridiculous. Like unless he's legitimately playing for a draft pick, which he very well could be.
That's a logical thing I can think of. But then again, the Giants aren't very logical, so
it's only the second quarter though. Like, and they weren't like, I don't know. Joe Judge, he should be thanking his lucky stars at night that he still has a job. That's all I got to say.
That he's even in the NFL. Like,
yeah, right.
Joe Judge is just Freddie Kitchens without a beard. Let's be honest.
Yes, that's a great comparison there.
They both
couldn't agree more.
They just woke up, put on a hoodie, like spilled their breakfast all over their lap, and we're like, all right, here we go. Get through another day.
Okay, I understand these fans booing, and cheering, giving him shit for, quarterback sneaking it, but my question is, what are these guys doing at the game? Like, you're at a freaking Giants football team game. Like
you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, you knew. You knew it was going to be ugly.
The tickets were only $5, AD. They weren't going there for the game. They were going there to get drunk before the game and then yell at their team.
I hope so, because these teams were combined 10 and 22. So it's just one of those games that, like, I'd rather be at home watching football, watching other games, than watching this brand of football.
I just feel the worst for Jake Fromm, because he could have just been an anonymous third stringer for 10 years, whatever. People forget this. You know what Jake Fromm was most known for?
Going to Georgia?
No, he went to West Virginia, right?
No, Georgia. Hubb's right. Georgia. But not just this. He had the super hot girlfriend that Brett Musburger spent 20 minutes talking about how hot she was.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I do remember that.
And that could have been a great legacy for him. Now he's got quarterback sneaking on 2nd and 3rd down.
Yeah, that's up there with the butt fumble now. Like, him and Mark Sanchez will go down together in Canton for as NFTs probably one day.
I hope so. I'd buy it.
Yeah, same.
So I think that wraps up for our good of the week. I mean, I'm sure there's more that we missed, but Black Monday is just always something to look forward to each year. Whether it's seeing your coach being fired or wondering if your coach is going to be fired, it's always an interesting time.
Yeah,
a lot of promise for the future.
A lot of promise, a lot of hope. There's
a lot of false
just
hope.
Like, yeah, and the funny thing is that, like, these new coaches, they need like 3 or 4 years to get a program up and running and find success. And a lot of these teams don't even give them that. Like
No.
Flores was there for 2 years, I believe.
Yeah.
And had a winning record both years, and that wasn't enough. So
it's the impatient rich owners that just don't even like factor that in. They're just like, if I'm not getting success now, just because occasionally a team can turn it over in one season, they think you can do that every single year.
All these freaking rich boomers these days with their instant gratification. Like back in our day, we understood that success took time. Now they're on their, I don't know, Instagrams or the Snapchats or whatever it's called.
Facelift or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Wake up, billionaires of America. Success. I know they were just handed their stuff and they got all their wealth in like a matter of months probably. But building a winning NFL franchise takes time. You heard it here first.
It takes time, and some of these owners don't have time, apparently.
No, they're pretty old.
Yeah.
So
the Lions didn't fire their coach, and I'm pretty sure Henry Ford's still the owner of that team. He must be at least 130 at this point.
Talk about a patient man.
Yeah.
One more good of the week. It's our friends down in Jacksonville. I mean, first of all, for what they did down in Jacksonville for my Steelers, just I mean, there can't be enough thank yous to go around for what was accomplished there. And Trevor Lawrence actually looking like the number 1 overall pick. Like, come on, like where was that all year? And here he is showing out, making Carson Wentz look like a goddamn idiot out there. But the best part, the highlight of that game, which probably made the game actually, and maybe intimidated Carson a little bit. I'll read the tweet here. Colts became the first team since the merger to lose to a 2-14 team with a playoff berth on the line with hundreds of clowns in attendance.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, AD, but as the fun fact guy, I'm just realizing, how would you before this year happened, how would you play a 2-14 team?
Exactly. So that was the whole point of the tweet, because first of all, how would you ever have hundreds of clowns in attendance unless you had Shad Khan as your owner? So, I mean, actually, no, it wasn't for the owner. It was for the GM. They want the GM fired in Jacksonville. That's why they were all dressed in clown costumes. But I mean, is Carson afraid of clowns? Is this something that he needs to address personally?
I think this is what we're finding out where his insecurities lay. It is with clowns and infertility.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Both of those things. We're not sure which one is more, though. But poor Carson. I mean, actually, not poor Carson. Good for you guys, right? Because the fact that they didn't make the playoffs. What was it? What was the deal with the trade for Carson Wentz?
We were going to get at this point we were going to get the first round pick no matter what. He had to start 75% of his downs.
It was the
or 70% and make the playoffs. So
this was really the best for Philadelphia Twitter, who took screenshots all throughout the year, because we were really getting massacred out there. Oh, look at Carson Wentz leading the Black Horse team. I can't believe you guys traded this guy away. It really shows how horrible Philadelphia sports fans are. He's going to prosper now that they have real fans.
They kept the receipts.
We were just like, okay, keep talking your talk. We'll take screenshots. It's very easy to do today. 2 buttons, you press at the same time. And when he eventually blows up, we'll just post them all over the internet to remind everyone how stupid you look. It's been great. It's been a great day.
Well, I can assure you that no one looked as dumb as Carson Wentz in that stadium, and that includes the hundreds of clowns in attendance. Just a piss poor effort by the Colts, and really, it was. What were they, 15-point underdogs? The Jaguars, like, it's just funny.
Minus 15, yes, they were.
Well, it's just funny because clearly the Colts were already looking towards the playoffs. They thought they were already in. They weren't even worried about this game. I would be surprised. Like, I'd love to see the game plan they had for this game, because clearly it was not even close to working. I just
Yeah. They already had the T-shirts ready in the locker room, like,
Yes, they
AFC
did.
West
Yeah.
playoffs
Playoff bound.
2021,
Yep.
yeah. And this is completely ignoring. No one's talked about this. They could have clinched the playoffs last week at home as 8-point favorites against the Raiders.
And look what the Raiders did. The Raiders made their own destiny.
I think that's John Madden, the spirit of John Madden guiding them.
Yeah, it's got to be something to do with
because
that.
they had way too much bad stuff happen to them.
This year, oh my gosh, yeah.
But also, this just occurred to me. The team that caused the most drama these last 2 weeks, there's no arguing it was the Colts. Without the Colts, none of this late season drama happens because they lock up that playoff spot. The most the NFL has is the playing game between the Chargers and the Raiders. Steelers aren't even sniffing anything. Is it a coincidence that they're the first team midseason to be filmed on Hard Knocks?
Hard Knocks. I was just about to say that. It's a curse. It's a curse.
It's a curse, or NFL is rigged.
It's either or. Yeah, it's probably both. But because the Cowboys were on the Hard Knocks, the preseason Hard Knocks, so
right,
it's clearly not just it's not a Hard Knocks curse. It's not like it has nothing to do with that. It's this new thing. Like, what team is going to want to agree to doing Hard Knocks after seeing what happened to the Colts this past season?
Did you guys ever? Did you watch any of it? I actually have not seen any of it. Is it
I watched a few episodes, but I wasn't. It didn't have my interest enough to continue watching.
Yeah, because Hard Knocks, like when it's in the off season, it's after that long layoff where you're like dying for football. So like
you're
any
getting
sort
excited.
of football you want to watch. I don't want to watch.
You're getting excited.
Season.
You're maybe watching preseason a little bit. You're like, preseason sucks, but at least I have Hard Knocks. And then
yeah, exactly.
And then you're watching Hard Knocks, and you're like, this shit actually sucks. Like, I just watched,
it's really not that good.
I just watched Jerry Jones put salt on his McGriddle, and I want to know what I'm doing wrong with my life that he's doing that as a billionaire, and I'm, sitting here trying to eat healthy, eat a salad or something.
Yeah, I have to eat kale while he's doing
that. The last time I watched Hard Knocks was when Antonio Brown was on the Raiders. And he had the frozen foot controversy or whatever that was.
Oh yeah.
That was amazing. Yes,
that was the best. Oh my god! He flew it on a helicopter to training camp. That was.
Oh no, it was a hot air balloon actually.
Hot air balloon. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Antonio Brown is low key like the king of content almost. Like, he is a content factory. The man, like, not only did what he provided us last week with the exiting the stadium, but like all the stuff that happened afterwards with like the model he had in the team hotel room,
just number one hit, Hitting Out the Palace.
Yeah, Hitting Out the Palace. He's releasing music. He's like filming music videos. I mean, he's hanging out with like Fabulous. Like what is
courtside at the games? Like are doing all these podcasts.
Yeah, like people, and I think this speaks to something else, that people just clamor for clout. Like, anytime something happens to someone, like, people just want clout. They want to like latch onto it and like be like a source for information. Like that podcast he went to, everyone reposted that video about him talking about Tom Brady, Gronk, like, how much money he was making. Like, everyone wants to clamor to drama, and that's what Antonio provides, is drama. It's ridiculous. But I could go on and on about AB, because that
it gets me worked up. Like,
that man has so much talent, and I cannot believe he actually won a Super Bowl last year.
I forgot that, honestly,
with Tom Brady. And honestly, let's just say the Bucs do it again this year, but they're not, because the Eagles are going to beat them on Sunday.
Well, that would be, if he really wants to be the king of content, just sign a minimum deal with the Eagles. You don't
with the Eagles, yes.
Just give him the play. That would be classic Antonio Brown. He goes out against the Bucs, has like 10 receptions, 3 touchdowns. Eagles are now like the dark horse, and he blows it up. Says Jalen Hurts is a fake. Like Nick Sirianni tried to
just causes drama.
Yeah, tried to like make him eat dirt because he like the flower metaphor or something.
Right? Yeah.
But
let's say the Bucks do win the Super Bowl this year. Do they give him a ring?
He'll definitely demand it. That's 100% sure because he
Or
wants.
will they make him pay for it? They'll make him pay for it.
Yeah, probably that.
But if they win this year, that means that Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown would have won a Super Bowl, not with the Steelers, because Le'Veon Bell is a Buck. It's
that's
hard.
How you know
it's hard
the
to think
NFL
about
is
that
rigged.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think of Le'Veon Bell for his stint with the Ravens. That was a good 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or his stint with the Chiefs. He had a good one there
fun.
too. Yeah. Or his rap career too. But both of them have rap careers, so I'm not sure.
Grammy?
I think him and Antonio Brown are going to do a remix soon of Putting Out the Palace.
All right. Well.
But in other news, unrelated to NFL, our guy Klay Thompson is back. He's back in the league.
2 years.
That's incredible. Was it like 941 days or something ridiculous like that?
The last time he played, COVID didn't exist.
Jeez.
Which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
That's literally a different era.
I mean, that's all you have to say. And I'm thinking in my brain, I'm thinking back like 4 years. I'm like, when does it start again? Because that's what it feels like.
I mean, everybody loves Klay, but it would be hilarious. He comes back for one game and then he gets something COVID related. He's out for another couple of weeks.
That's probably
his comeback is one game, and it's just like,
That's probably why he fired up 18 shots in 19 minutes because he knows he's probably not getting back in after that last game.
Is that what it was? 18 shots in 19 minutes. That's amazing.
Finished with 17 points, 3 threes. Looked pretty good for not having played in almost 1,000 days.
Well, the Warriors are just going to feed him too. Like
yeah.
And weren't they playing the Cavs? So it's like it's basically a scrimmage. Like, the Cavs are in last
surprising
place.
this year.
Not
actually.
this year.
They're not in last place.
They've been pretty good this year. Yeah.
Clearly, I haven't been paying attention to the NBA, but
it's okay. Football. It's football season.
It's football. I think even the NBA knows it's football season because there was a month stretch where they were playing regular season games, and it was legitimately just G League players, like players on 10-day contracts.
Yeah.
Even the NBA is like, okay, like no one's watching anyway. We just have to put wins and losses on the board. Here you go.
But it's always good to see a player come back from injury like that. There's obviously players that careers have been ended by injuries like that. RG3, Joe Theismann. Those are bad examples. That both happened at the FedEx Field.
Both Redskins. Football team players.
Yes.
Was Alex Smith with the football team when they almost killed him?
Yeah.
Yes. They are cursed.
And both of those happened at FedEx Field. So, FedEx Field has just had a lot of things happen to it.
I mean, the railing just broke.
Yeah, someone should investigate that owner. When's that going to happen?
Well, I think the emails came out, and I think they saw how many current people are implicated in those emails, and they were like, okay, this cannot get out because the NFL
John Gruden was taking the moral high ground, saying he had to reveal everything for justice to save football, and they were like, oh, here you go. John Gruden said it was all a lie. John Gruden is actually an outstanding citizen who was trying to save the sport. Throwing the
crusader.
Wow. He's doing
a martyr.
Work.
Martyr. The next Jesus Christ, one might say.
I mean, if John Gruden, like when they were on Hard Knocks, you never saw that side of John Gruden. So who knows if the NFL planted any of this stuff.
We're
not going to go there though.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but good for the Raiders though.
Yeah,
with all the adversity that they've faced this year, and not just with John Madden passing, there was like the stuff with what's his name, the wide receiver Ruggs, the emails came out.
Another player who was threatening people on Instagram Live.
Remember that?
And someone else just got a DUI.
Another DUI. I mean, they're in Vegas. I don't know what you're going to expect. And plus, they just have to deal with Derek Carr too. I mean, just looking at him, just
such a cornball.
Wasn't that why they moved to Vegas? like on the assumption that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but obviously that is not true after
That's
this
clearly
season.
a myth.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Those commercials have to stop airing because it's false advertising.
Yeah, because everything
But
gets
why?
out that happens in Vegas.
Yeah, that's the next lawsuit. Mark Davis versus the city of Las Vegas. There you go.
It's probably already an ongoing lawsuit.
Well, yeah, I wonder if the Raiders will be forced to pay Oakland like the Rams owner had to pay St. Louis. I think it was like $700 million or something ridiculous.
Oh yeah, for just
that
up and leaving. Yeah,
for up and leaving. But I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. But also, people are asking after last night's game, Raiders Chargers, is the NFL rigged?
that was just another installment of the NFL is rigged. Like,
This is the truth, okay? I've heard it from sources. When you
Mhm.
get hired as an NFL coach, the NFL implants like a little chip in the back of your brain. All right? And, most games aren't rigged. But when there are some games the NFL wants to go certain ways, they can't tell the players what to do. But they phone it in, tells the coach, hey, Staley, call this timeout right now. It's going to be horrible for the league if this ends in a tie. Like, you got to try and win or lose this game. And if he disobeys, Goodell presses the button, the chip goes off. I'm not going to say it kills him, but it definitely makes him
Kills his career.
Bit. Yeah.
Black Monday comes on.
Exactly.
Did that happen to Flores?
Probably. They said, hey, we want the Pats to win this game. So that
he didn't let Belichick win. Yeah.
Career over. Maybe that explains the Joe Judge 3rd and 9. They were like, we want this football team Giants game over as quickly as possible. Quarterback sneak this. And
just sneak it. Sneak it twice. No one will know.
No one will know. No one's watching. Trust me. It won't be laughed about for months to come.
So you guys had a pretty stress-free day yesterday on Sunday since the Eagles played on Saturday, which, Jack, you were there. We don't need to, sort of a meaningless game really for both teams. But yesterday was the most stressful day I've ever had watching football in my life. And it was truly an all-day event because the Steelers played at 1. I needed the 49ers to win at 4. And that was a crazy game. And the night game was it the game of the year? I think it could have been.
I think it might be, yeah.
I think it might have been. The NFL's first ever Week 18. Like, did they know this much drama was going to happen? Maybe they had an idea. I don't know. But my goodness,
maybe there was a script for all this drama.
And they're all just following it.
Rigged.
Because the Steelers game went to overtime. That was a crazy game. Just in general, I mean, it came down like 4th and 9. It was because a tie there would have guaranteed the Chargers and Raiders into playoffs. They wouldn't even have to play Sunday
an overtime game, like an overtime game in every window. Has that ever happened on an NFL weekend? And if it has, an overtime game in every meaningful game. It wasn't like, Giants football team went to overtime. These were games that
had
playoff implications.
They might say they were essentially playoff games.
Yeah, like Steelers had to win to be in. 49ers had to win to be in.
Well, not just the Steelers, though. The Jags. The Jags had to win. And that was the most – it didn't matter if the Steelers won yesterday, as long as the Jags didn't win. So, the fact that – and – the Jags didn't just win; they won the entire game. It was not even close.
It was never in doubt,
and somehow managed to keep the first pick of the draft, which is even more impressive.
Which is just
insane,
just totally incredible. And they knew that too. They're like, it doesn't matter if we win this game. Let's go out and perform because they have nothing to lose, and that's the team that is the most dangerous. Which I'll say it here, guys. I'll say it here. The Steelers have nothing to lose on Sunday. Something to consider. I mean, they got freaking worked by the Chiefs a couple weeks ago. It wasn't even fun to watch. That game, I went to the bar to watch that game. There was one play on the first drive. It was a catch by Deontay Johnson to cheer about. There was nothing to cheer about at all after that. So to go from being embarrassed, I don't know. You guys know best. Hungry dogs run faster.
Same with
that Eagles, that Super Bowl run. I mean, they were underdogs every game, every single game.
We don't even have to go that far back. We played the Buccaneers this year, and I mean the final score was close, but it's only because they let us get 21 points in garbage time. We got blown out too.
Yeah. So it's the same thing, guys. Maybe we put in an Eagles Steelers parlay.
I've already got that waiting on my phone.
It only makes sense. Like we did say at the beginning of the show, Pennsylvania football is superior, so it's the only logical conclusion.
Guys, did we bet an Eagles Steelers Super Bowl? I bet that would be very juicy payout.
America would love it. America loves nothing more than Pennsylvania. What that kind of
parlay.
I mean, well, because can't you bet like exact matchups in the Super Bowl? Like,
yeah, I'm looking at it. It is the highest.
It has to be the highest one, right?
It's plus 80,000.
80,000, guys. Let's just put $10 on it.
Yeah,
like,
what are the odds on Eagles 31, Steelers 30 in the Super Bowl? Correct score to the correct matchup.
Yeah. now we're getting into like the plus like 500,000 category.
Now we're getting to the slight long shots a little bit. The matchup, that's destiny. The correct score, that's stretching it a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, if we each put 10 on this and it hits, we're winning 24 grand. So
24 grand for $30. Wow.
We won't have to do this podcast anymore.
We'll be rich.
Wow.
Damn. Something to think about, guys. Anyone who's listening to that, we have good feelings on this podcast. Yeah, we have good feelings. And, good feelings always come true. So just something to think about.
They always come
They always come true.
Yeah.
Guys, I think... Is there anything else that we missed this week? I think we covered a lot of it. I mean, it's just, like I said, an exciting time. Oh, wait, there was one thing. Yeah. You guys have heard this stat, right? Sean McVay has never lost after having the lead at halftime. I mean, they say it every single time he has the lead.
I think I even hear it in games where he's not even coaching.
Or games that he doesn't even have the lead at halftime. They'll say it.
Yeah, they'll just say it.
So this was McVay, and this is 10-0 here. So I think this made it 16-0, going on 17-0. There's McVay. In the end zone.
Get out of there. Get out of there.
What? Like, that should be a flag. Like, the coaches are not allowed to be on the field, first of all. And what is he doing all the way down there? McVay,
why are
you're
you
a coach
there to begin with? Like, what?
You're a coach.
Why do you even want to be on camera next to your players anyway when you're
Look at that
small? Like, look at him. Cooper Kupp is towering over him.
Even the players are like, "What are you doing here?" And the official's like, "You can't be here.
Sir, please leave."
So after this happened, it was 17-0, going 16-0, going on 17-0. The Rams were outscored 27-7. So McVay, your little halftime stat, you can't say that anymore.
AD, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to disagree with you here. McVay is still undefeated in games leading at halftime in which he doesn't celebrate in the end zone.
In the end zone, right,
with his players after a score.
He looks like a fan that ran onto the field.
He does. And the ref probably thought he was at first. Yeah. He's like, who's this?
He's just so small. Like, if his girlfriend was watching that, or his wife or fiance, she's definitely getting cold feet after seeing. I have nothing.
Didn't even give him a high five. He's like, "What are you doing here?"
Even the ref is huge.
It would have been hilarious if Kupp just went and like pushed him out of the way. Like, get out of the end zone.
You thought he was a kid or something. And
just shoved him.
Get out of here, little boy.
But that was probably one of the uglier things besides the NFL being rigged. Probably one of the uglier things that happened yesterday. Just very cocky, arrogant move.
And that's why they lost.
That's why they lost, because if I'm a 49ers coach, I'm going to be like, did you see him running out there on the field? He thinks he already has this game won.
Yeah.
because this is a big game for them. Although I guess they still won the NFC West despite the Cardinals losing. But I don't know.
I think we might
McVay's
see more of this, though. I think this is not the last we will see of this. If Jim Harbaugh ends up in the NFL, he will do it.
he will definitely do
He'll
it.
probably try to dunk on the goalpost.
And the more we go, the more we talk about it, I do think he will be coming back to the Dolphins.
I
think
too.
It's got to be his goal to get back to the NFL, right? Like I didn't really understand why he was fired as the 49ers coach to begin with. That was another one I was very confused about because he had just taken them to the Super Bowl the year before that. It was like the Kaepernick years. I think they went to the NFC Championship one year, Super Bowl the next year, lost the Super Bowl to the Ravens. And then did he leave right after that? I can't remember.
I think they missed the playoffs or something, and then he was fired.
Missed the playoffs. Okay. But still, I always thought he was a good coach. And clearly his brother's a good coach. He's still the coach of the Ravens, but maybe he'll be back. We'll see.
He was the quarterback for the Bears, so that's another thing to think about.
Okay. All right. Now we're thinking. Thinking, Hubb.
Yeah.
That's
He's got connections in Chicago and Miami.
That's a good point. And both positions are open, so he has options at this point. All right. Well,
are we making some picks?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. I know this was unscheduled. I'm improvising here, but I didn't think of it in our pre-show meeting. And I feel like it has to be discussed.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're here for. Let's hear it.
Thank you, AG. The viewers, you don't know this. Well, my family knows this, but I have a bit of a background in tennis. Novak, everybody knows the story with Novak Djokovic being detained by the Australian authorities, or he was in immigrant jail or whatever.
Is he in the gulag?
He's in the gulag.
Yeah. No, you would think he was in the gulag if you listened to his father's speech. I just wanted to read a few quotes from this speech.
Yes, please do. I did not see this.
No one's going to – I swear to God, these are quotes from Shoutout Djokovic, Novak's father, comparing I'm not even going to spoil it. Here's the first quote. I call on Queen Elizabeth of Britain to prevent the undermining of the reputation of the Commonwealth by the Australian government through political persecution and torture of the world's best tennis player and free citizen. I call on all Australians and the whole world to raise their voice against terror and the brutal human rights violation of the world's best tennis player. You think that's pretty crazy? He says this further. Jesus Christ was crucified and had to endure many things, but still remains alive among us. Novak is being crucified, and he is also the best sportsman and man in the world, comma, he will endure.
Do you think Earl Woods would have said that?
I'm survived. I think he was actually quoting LeVar Ball when
LeVar Ball. Yeah, he could have
been. Angelo wasn't.
Holy
drafted.
Shit! That is absolutely insane. Oh my.
So it worked though. He actually
is he still detained though? Like is he?
No, he won the.
He back home now in Serbia.
He's going to be playing. Yeah.
Oh no! They gave him the exemption.
Yeah,
he's competing.
Of course, he did, and he's going to win. Maybe he won't.
Unless he catches COVID.
Of course, he's going to win. He's the number one tennis player in the world. Of course, he's going to win.
He's Jesus Christ reincarnated.
He's the second coming.
Yeah.
Well, there's more speculation. So during the court case, it came out that he had a positive COVID test 2 days before he flew into Australia. And now the story is that he purposely gave himself COVID so that he wouldn't catch COVID during the
So he's really playing chess out here, not checkers.
I think he's playing tennis, but either way.
Well, he is now that he's
now that he's played
law
chess,
allowed
he will
to.
play tennis.
Yes, yeah. Now that the courts allowed him to play, he's playing.
Queen Elizabeth.
That's incredible. Yeah, I'm sure the Queen had something to do with that too, stepping in, asking for a favor.
Now that she's the oldest woman left alive since Betty White died, she can focus her energy on other. Yeah, she's playing with house money.
Yeah, but why did he call him the Queen? Isn't he Serbian?
Well, Australia is technically a part of the Commonwealth, which is under the Britannia rule. Wait,
whatever. She
like
she
what year
shouldn't
is
have
it?
that much power. Yeah, like
She definitely doesn't, but
yeah.
it's nothing
What year?
like seeing a father like defend his son while simultaneously comparing him to Jesus Christ. That's a healthy relationship.
While simultaneously sounding like a jackass in the same breath.
If there's anything dads are good at, it's sounding like a jackass. So
Yeah, right. All right. Well, guys, we started off the show with it. We've got a comment here from someone. I'm not really sure what this says.
Was that Novak's dad?
Yeah, maybe
it does look like Serbian.
Defending him here. I'm not sure what's going on there, but maybe they're tuning in. So thank you for tuning in, guys out there.
In Serbia?
I don't know where they are.
Are we going to get is Cork Bats going to be blocked again or canceled? Did you guys have beef with Djokovic a year ago?
We did. Good. Yeah, we did. So
sorry, Austin.
We better watch what we say. Actually,
we all love Djokovic. Honestly, I think I like him more than Jesus Christ. So
he's the best player ever. It was that clip of him like hitting the ball towards the ball boy. It was like that whole thing. Remember that?
The ball woman. She was a middle.
The ball woman. Sorry, yeah, I did forget that. But that got us. I think that got us banned for like a week or something like that. But actually, we never talked about this. We mentioned the timeout that Chargers Brandon Staley took.
Oh my god!
Is he secretly a Steelers fan?
Is he okay? I mean, he's from Ohio.
He is from Ohio. After some diligent research by our producers, we found out that he's from Perry, Ohio, which is a suburb of Cleveland, I guess. Or wait, no, sorry, it's not a suburb. Perry is a village in Lake County, Ohio, with a population of 1,663. Oh my goodness, that is very small. That is a village. That is a village.
I was able to find
takes a village.
Yeah, all the research I did on Perry, Ohio, I found the crime rate. It says your chance of becoming a victim of crime in Perry is 1 in 534. So that's like a pretty tough neighborhood, honestly.
Yeah, 1 in 5, and there's only like 3 times as many people. Yeah, like come on.
So that's like multiple crimes a year.
It's pretty rough. Yeah, it's pretty rough there. But the question remains, though: is Brandon Staley a Steelers fan?
He grew up
awfully close.
He had they were down by 15 in the fourth quarter. They somehow managed to tie it up. But I feel like when he realized that he didn't have a chance to win anymore, he's like, all right, well, I still have to have the Steelers dance. So
everyone should dance at that point.
Yeah, let's call it timeout. But I can't believe that.
And forget the timeout. I don't even think that was that bad. I mean, maybe it blew them the game, but I still think the Raiders would have kicked it personally. I don't buy that for a second. That we would have let it run to a tie. You know, if they didn't.
They can say that in hindsight.
Yeah, that's so easy to say. But the biggest mistake of that game was Brandon Staley going for it from his own 15-yard line. Like that was early in the game. Now they did hold him to a field goal after that, but that was a 6-point swing at least. If you consider. It
was practice for all the fourth downs he was going to take. He's that smart that he knew he was going to have to go for it on fourth down,
4th and 10, 5
Yeah,
times.
actually, yeah. You know, you got to fail once, which
again,
he did there.
like Djokovic's dad. He's playing chess, not checkers. We're just too dumb to understand all these brilliant men. That's the problem.
Maybe one day we'll be able to figure it out. But
speak for yourself.
Yeah, and until then, I just don't see it happening. But. Let's get to our playoff picks, guys. We've got some playoff picks, and the way we're going to do it, since there are 3 of us, we're going to each pick 4 teams. So there's 14 teams total in the playoffs. We're going to exclude the number 1 overall seed. So Austin's Titans and the Packers are off the board. You can't pick them, but everyone else is available. So we each get 4 teams, and last man standing wins. I think is how we're going to do it, right?
Yeah. I mean, Titans are probably losing first round, so
Sorry.
Well,
Austin.
don't tell Austin that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, the fighting bye weeks, they're a tough opponent.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna randomize the order.
All right. Yeah. What's the order? Let us know.
Wow, what do you know? AD is picking first.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Followed by Jack, and then of course I am last.
The third place. All right, so we'll do it snake draft. Hubb, you get 2 picks on the way back, and I get 2 picks on the way back. So, oh boy, I do not like this pick at all.
I don't like this board. It's tough.
Yeah, I don't like the board either.
It's very tough. A lot of parity in the NFL this year.
There is a lot of parity. I can't. Jeez, this is way. I was not expecting the number 1 overall pick, so
I'm sorry to put that pressure on you.
I'm going to take a risk here, and I'm not going to go either of the 2 seeds. I'm going to go with Buffalo, the Billy Goats. I'm going to go with Buffalo.
I love that pick.
So Buffalo is off the board, and Jack is on the clock.
Oh, wait, I'm looking at my video. It's this side. Oh.
Oh, he's taking him.
Yeah, AD.
He has to.
I'm kind of shocked.
Oh my God, you're
snagging
them first?
You're kind of a sellout. Like,
well,
where's
Jack,
your stairway to 7 right now, dude?
Because I have a feeling they're going to be available on the way back. So,
not if I take him in the second round, because I'm such pro Pennsylvania man. But I'm going with the Birds.
All right.
Why not?
I love it.
I like it.
All right.
Hubb's got 2.
2 picks. All right. The first one I think is a no-brainer because who chokes every single time they have a chance to do it?
The
Dallas Cowboys. So we're gonna go with the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, I like that.
And then, I know the ghost of John Madden is doing everything he can for the Raiders, but I love Joe Burrow. I'm going to have to go with the Bengals.
That was almost my first pick too. I have a lot of faith in the Bengals this year.
Dark horse.
Wow.
They're plus 2,000. There's value there.
There's some value. Jack's on the board.
It's my turn.
He wants to do it. He wants to take the Steelers.
I'm going
he can't though.
I could. That's the thing. I'm going to stay in that first round game. I'm going to stay with Philly connection. One of the greatest Eagles coaches of all time, Andy Reid. I'm going to have to take the Kansas City State Farms.
I like that pick.
Yeah.
I was obviously between the Chiefs and Buffalo, but I couldn't pick the Chiefs.
I'll be quite honest with you.
For personal reasons.
I really thought the Chiefs were the number 1 overall seed, just looking at what I'm looking at right now.
The fact that they're dropping into the second round.
I completely forgot they were there. But great picks.
Someone else drop into the second round. I'm sorry, guys. I have to do it.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers, Tom Brady, TB12.
I just couldn't pick against the Eagles. I just didn't. It's just why I'm probably going to go.
I understand.
If you don't take the Steelers with this third pick, I'm taking them. I'm sorry.
Are you questioning my fandom?
Yeah, all you Yinzers listening, AD doesn't actually bleed black and gold or black and yellow, whatever you people call it.
All right, yeah, I'll take him. I'll take him off the board. I do think it is quite the long shot, but I have obviously some distorted faith in the Steelers coming through here, but I'll take them.
All right, I'm taking the Rams then.
Great. Grand. Wonderful.
Someone's going to get stuck with Dallas.
Not me. I don't pick last.
They're not playing well as of late, but I really hate this pick.
Yeah.
Where's the love for
I'm going Patriots. I can't pick the Cardinals. They've been terrible lately.
Okay, good. You have another pick.
Oh, we get 4. That's right. I guess I am taking the Cardinals. Cardinals are my last pick.
There you go.
Look, that leaves 2 teams, and one of the rules I live by is I'll never pick the Cowboys ever, so I'm going with the Raiders.
Nice. I will happily take the Cowboys there. With the last pick of the draft.
Waited until the
you went
third
in here
round
with
to
2
take...
Philadelphia people. You knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, I knew it was coming.
Waiting till the third round to take the Steelers and then picking the Cowboys. No. Pittsburgh, if you're watching this,
Jack, we're playing chess here, not checkers, as instructed. Yeah. So, guys, this is the most exciting time of the year. This weekend in particular, Super Wild Card Weekend, we're calling it. I love it.
There's a Monday Night Football playoff game.
We've got 3 days in a row of football action. I am on cloud nine. I'm on cloud nine. Plus, I have off Monday next week. I can't wait. It's going to be great.
We haven't even talked about who's winning the what are they calling it? The illiterate bowl tonight?
No, yeah.
2 colleges they can't read or write.
I hate college football so much. But
it's so bad.
So dumb.
But someone explained to me how Georgia is the favorite whenever Bama absolutely demolished them a couple weeks ago.
The fix is in. Apparently, they're all just banking on the Georgia quarterback.
That he's that good or something?
Yeah.
Who knows? The only people who like college football are in the South, and honestly, they shouldn't be a part of this country since the Civil War. We should have just let them be.
They seceded.
Yeah. Anyone?
Might as well.
Stupid. It's a dumb sport. That's why college basketball, that's the sport that real people who know how to, are upstanding members of society watch. College football,
right.
Unless you do dip and drive a pickup truck down a dirt road, you shouldn't be watching it. Sorry.
No, I think you're just spitting facts out here, Jack. That's all.
I am the fun fact guy. Fun fact, college football.
All right, so we got Georgia -3. The over/under is 52.5. Give me your picks for the game.
I just hope they both have fun.
That's not a pick.
Oh, okay. Alabama, roll Tide.
Bama.
Straight
and
up.
over/under.
What is it?
52.5.
Oh, they know
pretty
something.
Low. Yeah,
they know
pretty
something.
low.
I'm gonna go under.
Under, right? Hubb.
I'm gonna go Georgia under.
All right. I am going to go Bama and over.
Wow.
So we all have different picks here. And next week we can talk about it. So
until then,
guys, thank you for joining me today. It's going to be us for a couple weeks, so let's have some fun, guys. We'll bring some fresh topics for playoff action this weekend. I'll try to remember to get a Frank fact. I did forget to do that today for next week. And do you guys have anything else for the road?
Go Birds.
Go Birds, yeah.
Go Birds. Go
might
Birds.
Be doing this podcast without me if the game on Sunday doesn't go right. So,
well, if we're all losers, then we can all be losers together. So
that's true. We have each other.
And at this point, with what are the Eagles 9-point dogs and the Steelers are 13-point dogs?
Yeah,
it's kind of looking that way. But this is the NFL. I mean, we watched
a lot
a
of points in the playoffs.
We watched a 15-point underdog win outright this past weekend. So anything can happen any given Sunday. Get excited, guys. This is playoff football. And oh wait, no, you guys don't have a home game, do you?
No.
Yeah, neither do we. Yeah.
I don't think.
Would you guys have a home game if
we're the
if you beat the Bucs?
We're the 7th seed.
But no one's bringing this up, but the Super Bowl was won last year by a wild card team.
A wild card, yeah. And the Steelers have won it as a wild card in 05. So anything can
Eagles
happen.
Eagles have won it. So
yeah.
Lightning might strike twice. Who knows?
You never know. Well, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to water your plants. I know it's winter, but just it's something that you need to do constantly if you want your plants to stay healthy. So water your plants, and thanks for tuning in. And do you guys remember how I end it?
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.